morning, good afternoon for people that have afternoon, good night, good day to everyone that is here. Thank you for joining. This is Market Access Initiative Combined Marketing. It's part of our promise to small businesses to be able to deliver great marketing advice to more businesses and do it free. So it's free to join these sessions, and they are run bi-weekly and be live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube at the same time, as well as. So I just want to let you all know that this session is really for you. Some people I invite other marketers here. I invite entrepreneurs. I invite anyone that really want to come for some input to join. It's really again a session for you. So I do hope that you want to use the chat to ask questions. I will keep an eye on the chat on the platforms. So I will see what's coming in. So that is really my aim for these sessions is to. I do have some things planned as well. I have a great group of ladies that um, in a networking group with, and because I like to answer real questions and not just questions that can answer to, I invite people to ask questions here, but I also ask people what are you really struggling at the moment. And we had sometimes some of the ladies and gents mentioned that they're busy with email marketing and they're wondering on platforms and how should they do it, what should they write. I can always sit there and talk about it forever, but it's a lovely topic. But it's a networking session. It's not a session for me to just sit and listen to it. But anyway, so I invited them to take what have they learned from the process that they've been on, which questions do they have, etc. To bring up some of those today, so that people can email marketing and answer questions that these other people have. What I generally find is that someone has questions. So I will do some reflections around those. And again, I also invite you to have any questions on the way, anything at all related to digital marketing or email marketing or something else related to marketing. Just fire the questions. I love questions on the go. I really can't prepare anything, so read through it and take this. With clients. Industry. So I want to, to the people that are a bit late, welcome again. This is Market Access live from YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, which channel you log in from, but you can use the chat feature. Please ask me questions you might have around email marketing or digital marketing or anything marketing. I love questions. Give you something. I'm going to bring up a little, just a little prepared. I mentioned earlier that I did have a lot of questions coming in, and I've prepared some of them. Just a little bit of illustration to ease the view and just ease the observation of the information a little bit. I'm going to pull that up. Just move my little odds and ends that are around here on the screen. Those. So yeah, today's focus is email marketing. I've asked my little group of people, one of the groups that I'm part of, to come with the questions. So I will make sure that I touch on all of those, hopefully. And like I said, questions. So one of the first questions, I've sorted them in a bit of try to make some kind of order so I don't keep myself on time. But one question is around the efficiency of the market. So the more, I'll copy some of these questions directly in, just to feeling around the question as well. But what is the trends in marketing? Is email marketing still efficient, or are people over it now and other things take over? It's still worth jumping on the email marketing bandwagon now. And it's a great question because I love it. People hate spam, and often people think about email marketing as spam. As we go through this as well, there's other questions that I will come to that makes you understand how to do email marketing efficiently, not do spam. So email marketing is efficient when it's marketing. And it's one of the most, it's one of the cheapest types of marketing that you can do. You will see that I will advise you to get some kind of tool to assist you, and we'll talk a little bit about which tools as well, because that was one of the questions. But is email marketing still effective? Yes, it is. It's very reasonable. People read emails. People read a lot of emails. The clue is to get through in the jungle of emails that people are receiving, and that is some of the stuff that we will touch on. It's really, really worth it. It's cheap, and you can get a lot of results out of it. You can actually improve your website copy just understanding what you want to, you can respond improve your overall marketing just by seeing what you know. It's a really valuable tool to use. Just popping this one up as part of the answer. Why is relevant as well, and I want to bring it up. Even though life cycle marketing is a concept itself, I've covered it weeks ago, but to illustrate some of the points that we get to questions as well. Life cycle marketing is about converting clicks into customers, or gathering the right clients, converting them into customers, and generate more business out of them in some way or another. And it has three main elements. As collecting leads, converting clients, and creating fans. We will see throughout the short description I'm going to give on this that email marketing can help you to do these things, and a tool to do your email marketing, automate as well, can help you to really, really streamline. So collect just very quickly, I'm going to go through this one and just ask questions. Do you want to send this to you? This one I've taken from Keep, so use the resources. But it's about collecting leads, which consists of targeting the right clients, attracting the right clients, and capturing the right clients. There's no point in generating a lot of traffic if you don't capture someone's lead, or if you capture them in some way. No. And then you need to convert the clients, and this is where email marketing really kicks in. You need to engage with people over time, with them. It's like a relationship. You don't meet someone the first time. You meet someone, you get to know them, you build a trust, and you like them more and more, and then maybe think about it like a relationship, building up a relationship with trust. You're engaging with. Then you want to have an offer. You want to make sure that you have a good offer at the right time. So on that, and you want to close the business. These are also the business. Email marketing is very, very Then another one that a lot of people forget is to create fans. So how do you create fans, and why do you want to create fans? And how do you create? Why do you want to create? Is people buy. If you get someone recommending it, that person that you recommend to is very much likely to buy from. You want to get recommendations from that system. You also want to have fans that keep coming back to you, keep extending the subscription, keep buying more products, and giving you reviews. But all of that again is going to generate more business out of existing business. You don't have to pay for ad and engagement. Again, it's very, very valuable. It's a place where you How do you do it? You deliver a promise, you impress the clients. It's really what you do. And this is where simple email marketing tricks can be very valuable. Like, thank you for your purchase. Very good one. Write it a little bit better than the general one. Make it a little bit fun. Say thank you. Remind people maybe a month after the purchase or whatever timeline is appropriate. You automatically send them an email maybe. Say, hey, the month since you bought my product, how's it going? Do you have feedback? If they're happy, they're giving a thumbs up, thorough review, and if they're not, you do. So it's really simple things that you can do with it now that can help. So that is some of the reasons why it should be. So yeah, and then is a very quick question that comes up. Is the first one is when I go through the life cycle marketing in detail, is how am I going to do all of this? I'm busy running a business. How am I going to do all of this? And it's a very good question. And this is where it all comes in. So you shouldn't be writing the same things again and again. You should be benefiting from understanding how you can be performing, measuring engagement, etc. And to do that, you really need an email. So the specific question that I got, so my company is a certified key partner. Key is one of these options that are out there. I can put up a little link here as well if you want to try it out. So I'm a key certified partner. That doesn't mean that we don't that we find that software. So we really try to pride ourselves in finding different softwares to understand how do they better suit clients' needs. So which email program should you use? The question I got more specifically was around Klaviyo and MailChimp. Do you know if indeed Klaviyo is better than MailChimp? So this person has obviously read an article that is from Klaviyo or someone that's Klaviyo associated, saying that Klaviyo is better than MailChimp, so they must be better than MailChimp. As an illustration, and I love this illustration, for me, whether a camera, so I just give an example of a camera, if a camera has 10K or 20K resolution makes no difference, although one might say 20K resolution is better. Is that not the case here? So I like it because one system does not necessarily fit all. And when we talk to clients about which system is right for you, we really try to understand what is your needs. All of these programs will tell you that evidence. They, when I read comparison and we try different programs as well, they will talk about things like email automation, and it's very different in one program to another, but they're all using the word email automation. And that makes it challenging for you as a client to understand. Say you're comparing a list of features or something like that, to understand what is really important. How is it user experience? What is important for you? For example, Keep was rated number one CRM for ease of use. Is ease of use important, or do you need something else that might be advanced? So it's really important to understand the overall goals of a business when recommending a program. A lot of people start off with a MailChimp. We see a lot of people coming from MailChimp. My frustration with it is that people think they have information, and they might not necessarily the case. Also, doesn't allow for all the things that I'm going to go through in here around segmentation. So we are resellers of MailChimp as well. So we recommend that when it's right. But we end up going back for us. We end up going back to the people option. They have three different programs. They have three different ones for three different needs. So one for more advanced needs, one for ease of use needs, and one for I just need something to use. This one that is in the link here is for the middle one. So Klaviyo, I have dealt with a lot of clients of Klaviyo, but I have dealt with a lot of clients of MailChimp. part. We also work other platforms like Contra, Kajabi, Kajabi partners as well. They also have courses involved. Also have so which one is better? It really depends on the needs, and that's the same with this example. If the camera has 10K or 20K resolution, it makes no difference if you make doing something simple. If you're shooting for National Geographic, it matters. So really, what matters to you? You want them. What you really want them to do. The basic for me that I look would be they need to have a CRM element, a decent CRM element. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be there. This is where I find. Then I also like to have opportunity for automation, and the reason for that is that I don't want to provide what I want now, and I would like to have opportunity for segmentation. So those are the few of the things that I would definitely look for in an email program. And things like, does it help me write emails? Does it help me? And this is does it help me write emails better? Does it help me give insights to how my emails are performing? Because the tip is not just to write emails, it's to write emails that convert. So which email program you should use really depends on your needs. It's very difficult for me to give a straight answer on this one, but I do invite you to try it. If you want to try something like it, there's a lot of free on this link that we have on the site. On the screen, there's a lot of free resources that we give as well. Make sure that you have success with your file and your setup. So if you want to try, go and try it. And if you don't, then if you don't have something, just keep on following and ask your questions, because you can ask questions within a lot of software as well. So then I'm going to just let this one away. Open rates. So I did mention that I would like your software to give you some idea about how you do it. And open rates is something that a lot of people think about, because that means that we. So how do you get more people in your emails? First of all, what are you expecting? Are you expecting that 100% of people are going to open emails? Well, if that is the case, you will. And that is not because your emails are not good, but it is because you are sending emails to people that are convenient to you, or you find them at the time that's convenient to you, you decide to send them. That doesn't mean that they're ready to leave you. They might read, they might be busy with this project, they might have family things, so they might technically have reasons. You don't reach this person. So that is one. Don't expect those high. Really, the opening rates you should expect really depends on the list that you send. If it's a really cold list, you get those ones. And if you have a very good list and a hot list, and very little information, I'll see it sometimes. And really relevant email for those. So don't expect that. I see a lot around the 30s, the 30s to 40s, but it will talk a little bit about how to do that, how to work with that. When it comes to open rates, first of all, don't forget it's not like getting them open. It's need to be read. But when it comes to email open rates, there's been a lot of stuff done for the last year. A lot of stuff when it comes to privacy, and also how email providers, for the people that you have your email with, you send to me, provider, they actually decide which which emails should Ines be seeing. And that is something that has changed a lot. So a lot of these email providers actually open the mails before it actually reaches the email. The reason why they do that is to check for should be delivered or should it end in the spam folder, or does it have any content that's spammy, so it's straight from the way we should see. So that is why that one. So that's something you just need to be aware of. Other things that is important is when it comes to how your emails actually being opened, are they being received in inbox, is your domain reputation. So this is a little bit technicality, so I'm sorry if this is boring. I'm going to try to do it quite quickly. But domain reputation is what kind of reputation your domain has. If you send a lot of spam emails that no one ever reacts to, no one ever clicks in, your domain reputation is down. We'll talk through this. But you can check your domain reputation and just do check the domain. Reputation people might not be able to know. But generally, sending consistent emails that people are engaging with will increase your domain reputation. That's also why you ideally want to get an email so that you can engage, which is important. And then how emails providers deal with emails, just into that. Things you can do to it is different. Would be subject lines. So subject lines really what to make your emails being open, not necessarily read. Personalization is what also gets it open and read. Because you mustn't forget conversions. You want people to, there's no point of sending email for the sake of sending email, then you waste your time. You want to send emails for the So just a little, I found a little graphic here. Most effective email tactics. So list starting from the bottom, list segmentation, segmenting your list. If you have a question about it, so segmenting your list is of most testing and optimization. Test image. Responsive design. It needs to be able to see it on mobile and desktop. Give you different screen sizes. Automated campaigns. Because automated campaigns really help you streamline communication, put in personalization, which is the top one. Personalization. So writing the personalization, understanding what people should is really the most. And this you do emails, but you chances are that you do it with the life cycle. Keep engaging and think that they don't. So that is some of the tricks to get efficient. Because that is really what it's about. Especially about the rates, but it's really about getting efficient. This might be a small. Here's the bottom is listening imitation, testing optimization, responsive design, automated campaigns, and personalization. So then is segmenting. So segmenting was one of the things on the list. And before you dive into this graphic that I added here, I added the most conservative graphic that I found. A lot of them saying how much segmenting and personalization. Because segmenting leads to personalization. How much it improves your delivery and your results. I chose the most conservative one, just to rather not give you over promises, but then at least you see there's still some decent improvement. So the question I got was, I find segmenting emails tiring. I customers really bothered by receiving content that sometimes doesn't talk to them. In a case where I'm not keen on the segment. And I really like this question as well, because it's a little bit why doing emails if you don't want to get something. As we saw in the previous slide, segmentation really personalization leads to better open rates. You improve your domain reputation, and it leads to better conversion. So, personalized email messages, as you see in the graphic, improves click-through rate by 40%, and improves conversion by 10%. Isn't that worth spending time on? And this is now the most conservative one. You're spending time on creating something, or not spending time on making. So I will really recommend it. Also, again, one of the points inside that is your domain reputation. If you're sending out a lot of emails that people don't interact with, so they might not be bothered. They just might need that. But it will hurt your domain reputation. It will hurt your delivery overall to people that you want to receive. So delivery rate will be affected. Domain reputation will be affected. And you don't want to lose out on sales. And the content of the emails, you can pull in different aspects of the personalization, or you can just segment them. These people interested in shoes, and these people interested in juice, and then you segment them. But I really recommend segmentation so you can personalize communications. And then I've got a question about long or short. Should emails be long or short? And this graphic is not I will not use it as any exact times, just that it's nice to look at a little picture. And I'm going to try to keep this one short. How generally, overall, there's no final rule in mind. But an overall rule is that short emails. Why? Because people have a short attention span, so you don't have a lot of attention. People read and they want to absorb and they want to move on. You really want to write as short as possible. Even your long mails, you should try to write them as short as easy absorbable information. If you're having long or short emails, it depends on how close you are. If you're really close to your audience, you can write longer emails that will develop more than if it's say a focus. So back to, if you don't want to spend time on segmenting, then don't spend time on writing massive. So it also depends on frequency. If you email people frequently, you can generally have less information because they can absorb more of what you do. Don't write to people once in a blue moon with a massive email. You want to have targeting in your emails. So you want to segment targeting. In emails, you don't have to worry about SEO. So you don't have to stuff with a lot of keywords and a lot of stuff. Get to the point, easily absorbable, and test your content. Test what people like. Test what people react to. So in one survey, one research that I'm looking into, and planning for this as well, short email, was at a company. One of the best emails, actually quite a long email, but that email was sent further down the line in building that relationship, the engagement, and it was only sent to people that had engaged with actively with previous content. So it was only sent to people that were more likely to absorb them. So then it works. But people that are not likely to absorb it understanding and they might understand what you want. If they do need to have a lot of information, feel like they have a lot of information, invite people to read that information. Just the tip on length. So this one says between you get 51% response on 7100 words. I don't really know. Use it as more of a guideline. So keep it not useful. The main purpose of this one is if you too short, it's not massive response. If it's too long, also the response goes up. But it really is connected to how close you are to how massive it is. Pictures or not? Should we use pictures in our emails? And we'll have a little sip of water. Have a look at that picture there. This is a picture of an email sent with images turned on and then with images turned off. That doesn't mean that the mail doesn't have the mail. It's actually the same email sent. So someone has created an email with images, and but the email provider that is receiving the email and the user of that inbox might have turned this. Often the email providers do that by default, or the user can choose to do so. So if you see it on the right hand side, it's actually nothing of the email that comes through. Nothing at all. It's rather not good. So people like to make nice visual emails just because it's easier to get a good brand image, etc. But remember about the email presentation. So you want to think about mobile friendliness and how the emails are. So full HTML emails look amazing. For full picture, just picture emails. I'm going to create a picture and they copy paste it into an email, and it looks amazing when they send it, but it looks like the right hand side. So it's think about email presentation. Personality, you can't really personalize in an image. If you put an image in think about email size. It's also something related to if your email is actually delivered into the inbox or not. How big is your email? People have maybe data on their phone. Is it too big to be? So again, I'm going to think about mobile users. Dark mode. How is your email rendering in dark mode? If you don't know what dark mode is, it could be have set the email browser. Black background. How is your email showing on that? Then you have the beautiful spam folder. If there's no text, if it's only images, do you end up in spam? It used to be like that a lot of images were not interactive. Not necessarily like that anymore. You can use email, you can use images. Only images. But if it's not presenting, you get no engagement. So you get lower engagement, and people can't search an inbox. So I often, when I look for a specific mail, I search within my mailbox. I call it Googling my mailbox. But if it's an image only, I can't search. So I won't be able to refine that content in my mailbox. That is some disadvantages of images. Yes, it makes your email beautiful. Think about the end user. They also need to get the email. They need to absorb the email. And it's a beautiful thing. Then this one, the law. This is the last one. Yes, just feel free to question. The value of a list. Are lists valuable or are they not? You could buy a list, or you can buy a list. My question that I did get in was the following: should building up a newsletter subscriber base be a priority when it comes to creating more business value? For example, does having a large subscriber base necessarily make business more valuable? And do you have to grow your list consistently? So, running a business has a lot of elements, and also depending on the size of your business, you might have a marketing department, you might not. So really think about that as well. But running a business, you are dependent on it. As if you have clients and contacts on the list, they are prospective clients or the clients of the so you really have a database of people that you can work with, you can work with. Remember to do so. I'll look to the last question. should you grow your business? Yes, you should. So you should have a CRM system, a customer relationship management system in the bottom that can gather all this information. And they also, in the beginning, I was mentioning what I want from a system that helps with emails. I want the CRM element of it, and that is exactly because you can build your list and you can segment that list, and you can do it in the same system. So that's why I would highly recommend it. I can pop that link up again if someone wants to try free for a month. That is all about. That has CRM, email, piece automations, advanced automation, and landing page builders that stuff. But have a look if you want. So should building up a newsletter subscriber list be a priority? So remember that just writing a newsletter is not necessarily business. So use segmentation as a use personalization. Then I think it should be a priority. Because then go back to the stack, conversion stack, that I had that was conservative, you will increase your conversion rate. If that's worth it, it's spend more. So you say you're selling a product for 50,000. If you increase 10%, you increase 12,000. And as you do, then you say it's worth my time. Yes, no. But assuming. And also, what's nice about building up a subscriber list, they keep on being on it. So you can grow, you can build it up. So it will definitely create more business value because you're filling up the pipeline. You are communicating also. In newsletters, you are communicating with this existing clients. You are communicating get referrals, so you can get more business out of existing clients as well by having a newsletter or just So it really adds value. It's very valuable. And this is where in the beginning as well, is email marketing valuable? Is it still worth something? Yes, it is. It's more business than existing business as well. It's usually a good place to start if you don't. So having a large subscriber base, is that making your business more valuable? Not necessarily. If it's a bunch of cold leads that is not doing anything, you must do something with it. Out. But if it's a cold list and you bought 20,000 contacts on the list, that's not necessarily valuable. But 20,000 high engaging contacts could be very valuable. You can have 100 high engaging contacts. Size is not the question, but the engagement in correlation is so obviously if you have a list of 100,000 and you generally have a 5% hit rate, then that will still generate business. But if you have a list of 100 people and you have a 5% hit rate, you can still increase that hit rate by communicating with this group. So how do you grow your list consistently? Well, first of all, have a CRM that you absolutely put every single person into. Don't forget them. Don't write them on spreadsheets. Don't write them on a piece of paper. Don't get them sorted in your CRM system. So put them in there. That is very important. And you can do that automatically if you want. So you can have, I mentioned landing pages. Landing pages, when someone fills in a landing page, it's frustrating. When someone fills in a form on your website, it's frustrating. So in Keep, for example, I created a form yesterday. We either build a form in Keep, and we just like simply just on the form and time, so do that, and we just put it somewhere else. Take this part and copy it into the top one. Or we take, say, someone has another contact form that they can use, and we just make sure that it's so, and that's how some ways to capture them. Grow them, you want to give something of value. So collecting leads, remember the last cycle marketing that I was showing here. Collecting leads, give something of value, give some tips, give them some freebies, give them some discounts, give them whatever is appropriate for them to want to be part of, learn more about. So that is how you grow your list consistently. You must capture, and that's part of the first section of last time. You need to target who you wanna have on your list, your ideal clients. You need to know where they are. Then you need to attract them with some relevant material, and then you need to capture them to your CRM system. Nurture them. So that is where it starts. The value of a list starts in the lead capturing and having some nurture. So that is really the lists that I got from my little group. I thought they were great questions. Really, really good examples of the challenges that people face. I'm really open for questions. If you have any questions now, or if you want to just write them later, you can connect with us on the platform that you are at. If you're on LinkedIn, you can connect on LinkedIn. If you're on Facebook, you can connect on Facebook. And YouTube, connect on YouTube. You can find us on the platform. Just pop us a message. You can also find it on our website. Find marketing, and generally with So I really hope that you got something out of the session. I'm going to allow a minute to ask some questions. Again, if you ask questions afterwards, well, in the comments, I will, one of us on the team will answer just with comments or the email or any elements of this presentation to ask you. If there's, I'm going to allow again a minute to allow questions. If you really want to, I'm going to pull up a link here again. If you want to try email marketing, you can try if you want to. If you have other topics that you want to talk about, feel free to let us know. We're running these sessions in English every second week. I think there's one or two more before Christmas, where you will see some of our upcoming ones on our link. Register for sessions, mark that. You will see sessions, and you can register. Also, you will get notifications if you follow up. If there's no more questions, I want to just wish you all a great day, night, morning, whatever it is, and I